Hello, welcome to part 3 of our series of support videos for Boachsoft Finance 2018. To take you on this tour is again Boachsoft founder and CEO Yao Boachsoft. Now let's start the software. Again, we do have the photograph of Boachsoft founder and CEO Yao Boachsoft displayed. You can see it here. Okay, here is a reminder of an overdue bill. Yeah, you can see it, it's here. Okay, well, Boachsoft Finance 2018 is an excellent personal finance software. It is a great money manager. It is great for home budgeting. It allows you to do all this without any knowledge of accounting jargon. If you do know accounting already, this is not going to be a barrier. Okay, today our focus is going to be on reports. Okay, so we do have our software running on the desktop, and as you can see, there's a file here called new. We just loaded the file called new. Yeah, you can see it here, new. Now, well, so this is the toolbar. We have accounts, categories, payees, portfolio, savings, banks, schedule, budget, forecast, reports, help. To access the reports screen, we will click reports. This is the reports button on the toolbar. Okay, I just zoomed it on it. So we're going to click it. We just clicked it, and well, so we do have the reports window now open. This is the reports screen. Okay, it has a top panel from which the date range of our reports can be selected. And listed here are the various reports. Okay, now not every report requires a date range. Okay, but most of the reports require a date range. Now, to help you, we have created some predefined date ranges. If these predefined date ranges do not suit your needs, you can select a custom date range. Like I said, not all reports require a date range. Now, to choose any of our predefined date ranges or to create your own custom date range, you would have to use these tools on the top panel. Okay, so this is what date range, this is from, and then this is to. Okay, I just zoomed in on it. Now, Here are some of the predefined date ranges. Okay, we have this week. Now, this week is a predefined date range uh, that limits our report to just this week. Information entered into our database this week. That is for reports that require a date. Okay. Now, in English speaking countries, date ranges for a week begin on a Sunday, even though working weeks typically begin on a Monday. So, whenever I select this week, the first date that will be selected will be the Sunday that just passed, or if the day you run the report is a Sunday, then that date will be the first date. Okay, because in English speaking countries, dates weeks begin on Mondays. In French speaking countries, uh, each week begins on a Monday. In English speaking countries, weeks begin on Sundays. So if I click this week, for example, yeah, you see here it says from 3rd to 25th. Okay, so that's what this week from March 25th to March 31st. Now, if we go here to the dates, we'll see that March 25th March 25th is a Sunday and March 31st is a Saturday. So that will be the date range. Now back to our predefined date ranges. Okay, so aside this week, we have month to date. This means the beginning of the month till today. Then we have year to date, the beginning of the year till to date. Previous month, previous year, last 3 months, last 6 months, last 12 months, last week. I think these are self-explanatory. Okay. If these predefined date ranges don't meet your needs, you can set your own custom date range. So to do that, we just select custom, and then we want it to begin from December, 1st December. So we just selected it. So we do have our custom date range in place. Okay. So now we have selected our custom date range. Okay. Now, what reports are available? Now, these are the reports that are available. Okay. Now, they're spending by categories. Now, whenever we enter transactions into the registers of our various accounts, we do have the option of assigning a category we created, to the transaction. So when we spend, we assign categories to each and every one of them. When we receive money or deposit, we assign categories to them. But when we transfer money from or between accounts, from one account to another or between accounts, we do not assign categories to to them. Okay, now whenever you import your financial statements into the software, if you visit your bank or the website of your financial institution and download your bank statement or statement of your transactions, you can import them into the software. When you import them to the software, it would already have the payee field, but it will not have the categories. You would have to assign a category to each and every one of them. If you don't, the reports generated will not be accurate. Bear that in mind. Whenever you import OFX transactions into the software, categories must be assigned to them. If categories aren't assigned to them, the report that will be generated will not be accurate. Okay, now our first report is spending by categories. Okay, um, then next one is income by categories. Then spending by payees. Well, we assign a payee to each transaction. Now, whenever you write a check, the payee field, well, is the same thing that you must use here. Okay, so this is a report that says was spending by payee. Okay, it tells you how much uh, each how much you spent on each payee or the proportion of your expenditure that went to each payee. Spending by categories tells you the proportion of your expenditure that went to each category or each subcategory. Income by categories, the same thing. Now, whenever we enter transactions, we can assign one category to it. However, if you feel that the single transaction you entered spans multiple categories or does have some sub-components, you can split them into multiple categories. For example, if you're a subscriber to Optimum uh, Cable in New York City, you can split your monthly bill into television, more than 1,000 channels, ultra fast internet service, and then telephone. Okay. Now, account transactions, well, it lets you view uh, transactions that you entered in your account within a specific period. Okay. It gives you the option to select the account. We'll see that shortly. That income and spending reports produces a report on your spending and then your income. Annual income and spending report tells you how much was spent in each of the months. The annual income and spending report uses only the first field, the front field. It uses the year. Okay, so it's a report that is generated from January to December, okay, of the first year. So here it's 2017. So if you should run it, it will generate income and spending report for 2017. To get out of 2018, we would have to change that to any 2018 date. That's for this report. Budget actual report compares budgeted amount to actual amount spent. Then there is the annual budget net worth report. Well, it tells you how much you are worth, and all about net worth. That is all your assets minus all your liabilities. Now, account balance gives you tells you about the balances of your accounts. Portfolio value by investment account. Well, it tells you how much your stocks, your equities, or other portfolio mutual funds are worth. Then your specific investment transactions, whether you are buying, whether you are selling, whether you are reinvesting dividends. Well, all of them will appear in this report. Then you have scheduled bills and deposits. Okay, so these are the various reports that are available. Okay, so now we'll begin by running the first report. This is what spending by categories. So we do have here the report spending by categories. Okay, so this is a pie graph, a pie chart, a 3D pie chart. Now we can, and this is the key. Okay, so we can print them and we can preview them. Okay, now and when you click the print, you get something close to this. Okay, this is an example. Okay, so they can be printed. Okay, now okay, so here we do have the key. The key here, the key of the graph. You can see them here. Blue represent automobile, bills, clothing, healthcare, hosting, investment, and so on. And so we do have our graph here, right? And then there's this toolbar. Okay, now we use this to capture a bitmap. We can paste it in any of our documents, and we use this to change it from 3D. Okay, now so this is our reports. When you click this button, the 3D, it changes to 2D, and this back to 3D. Now, each category can have subcategories. Now, this graph represents just our categories. Clicking on details breaks them down to the subcategories. Okay, so now we do have our graph. Now the key. Yes, we do have now subcategories. You have automobile tolls, bills, cable television, bills, electricity bills, garbage and recycle, and so on. Okay, so these this is spending by categories. We move on to our next report, which is income by categories over the same date range. You know, it has the date range that we selected. Okay, and it also has the key. Same, you can click details. Okay, and then well, I think we that's unavailable. Now we can view account transactions. Okay, so we view account transactions by clicking this account transactions. Now we have several accounts here, so we can select the transaction that we want to view. Okay, if you want to view transactions over this date range for only one account, uncheck all the others and check one. So there's a check all and uncheck all here. Okay, so we want to view all, so we'll click OK. Now this is the reports. You can see them. Okay. Now these are all the transactions. Okay. Now we can preview them. So we're going to zoom to 200%. I'm sure you can see the transactions. Okay, so this is print preview, and we can print them. Okay, you can print them to your file. Okay, so we're going to close them. Okay, now we're back. Now, you would have to bear one thing in mind. With regard to reports, regarding Uh, our reports, with the exception of account transactions, right? All reports, the data, the figures are converted to the base currency. What do I mean? You may have three accounts, two in your base currency, say US dollars, and you may have a third account in another currency. Now, what happens when you click spending by categories, income by categories, spending by payee? Okay, now what is going to happen is that all the figures, right, are going to be converted to your base currency. So do make sure all of them will be converted to your base currency. Actually, each time a transaction in a foreign account or an account different from your base account uh, is entered into the register, it is stored at the prevailing exchange rate. Okay, so whenever you set up the software, the very first thing you must do is that you have to download the exchange rates for all the currencies that you need. That is important. You've got to bear that in mind. Okay, now the rest of the reports aren't so different. Okay, so we can go on to income and spending reports. Okay, uh, this just tells us more about what uh, uh, that's its expense categories, the amount spent, you know, and then it just tells the income and spending report tells us where our money is going and where our money is coming from. Okay, and it's over a date range. Okay, so now it makes use of the categories that we created. Okay, so well, we do also have subcategories. So these are main categories. But if you want a breakdown, okay, so as you can see here, we've broken them down, right, into the various subcategories, right? So this is the income and spending report. Okay, then there's annual income and spending the report. Okay, we want that for 2018, so we will have to change the date to 2018. We changed it, and now those are uh, okay. Now, oh yes, I mean the date range wasn't right. So annual income and spending. Okay. Now this tells us where our money went to and where our money came from in each month of a particular year. So you can see here the report. Uh, well, this is for January. This is for February. Okay, so it goes on and on and on. Okay, so we can actually print all these reports. If we click print preview, right, preview will be generated. Okay, now when you click print preview, well, what does it say? Printer. Okay, so we've selected Microsoft. We're going to print PDF. So a preview has been generated. Okay, now let's zoom to 200. Okay, so this is print preview February. This is what March. Okay, where our money is coming from, where our money is going to. This is page 1, page 2, June, July, August. Versus the figures for June, July, August 2018. Okay, now, so this is the income and spending report. Next is the budget actual report from January 1st, 2018 to March 31st. Budget actual report. Now, This tells us where our money is going to and where our money is coming from. Okay, but it goes further. It compares um, our original plan, that is our budget, to actual amount spent. This compares budgeted amount to actual amounts spent. Okay, so uh, well, and then well, for each of them, it tells us the difference. Okay, between budgeted amounts, actual amounts spent. So this compares uh, the two. Okay, our next report is our annual budgets. Okay, now this is our annual budgets. Okay, this was our original plan. This is how this is where we wanted our money to go to expense, and this is where this is the amount that we thought we could get, in income. Okay, so this is a good tool that helps you. Well, it summarizes everything. Okay, this is for first January through December 31st. Okay, so these are expense categories and these are income categories. So budgeted amounts for expense categories, budgeted amounts for income categories. Okay, so then we do have a net worth report. Uh, and it tells us our net worth. Okay, so it does deducts our liabilities, credit card accounts, loan accounts from our assets. Okay, then so portfolio value by investment. Uh, so we do have some stocks, the last price, the market value, the gain. Okay, and then we do have our scheduled bills and deposits here. Okay, so Boachsoft provides you with nice report tools to help you to um, keep track of your finances. Whereas the forecasting tool helps you to plan, the forecasting tool helps you to predict the future of your finances. Reports tell you how you fared so far. So when you click reports and you come to the report center, there are several reports that will tell you how you have fared so far. Okay, so this brings us to the end of part two of our series of uh, videos, our series of support videos for Boachsoft Finance 2018. Thank you for watching.